Welcome back everyone to another video, and in today's video we shall actually equip something on top of our character. So let's begin. Since in the previous video we already made most of the functionality, today we should create some UIs. So let's begin with that. Let's create a new widget blueprint. Let's call this UI equipment panel. And also what I want to do is duplicate this UI player slots and rename this to be UI equipment slot. And let's open up the equipment slot first, and let's go straight to the graph. And inside of this graph, let's see, so we are casting to third person character and receiving the player slot, but what we want to do is get the equipment RI instead and replace it like so. Delete the previous one, and now it's going to retrieve our equipment data. Now also we should change the drag and drop operations. So let's see, on mouse button down, this is good, there are no changes needed. And on drag detected, here we should probably change this from the player to the equipment, since this is the equipment widget. Let's go to on drop, and here let's see, we have direction should be the equipment as well, since we are trying to move item to our equipment. Now let's actually create these. So let's go to the UI equipment panel. Again, I'm gonna add a border on top of this and replace canvas panel with this border. Now let me add a vertical box on top of this. Then let's add some horizontal boxes for now. So let's make sure this is set to fill. Let's create another one, and let's look for our UI equipment slot. Let's drag one in here, so this is gonna be centered for me, fill center. And let's make sure that the slot index in this one is 1. It has an empty item and the slot index is 1. Then I'm gonna drag 2 more inside of here, since as of right now I will only have 3 of these. So let's make sure that these are also filled and aligned to the middle. So this is gonna be my armor for now. This is gonna be the arm and the leg piece. So for the arm, I believe this was ID 1 and this was ID 2. If you are not sure about this, then in your third person character in the previous video we set this up in our add item to equipment. Here we can see armor, arm, leg, and here are the indexes, and those are the indexes we need to type in here. Now let's go back to our UI inventory. So here it is, UI inventory, and let's create this inventory panel. So again, border, whoops, wrong one. Over here, border, so new border to the canvas panel. So this is going to be the position for me as of right now. We're going to change it a little later. And now the name, let's make sure that this is, let's say, equipment panel. And also I want to rename this one, since this is a equipment, and let's call this player slot panel instead. Let's make sure that our equipment panel is a variable. Let's go to the graph and let's see, we could do this on loop completed, but instead I want to do this just like we did previously over here. So I'm going to copy these nodes right here. We're going to create a widget, and the widget is going to be our equipment panel. Then we are going to add a child to our equipment panel right here. Reconnect this one, and I believe this should be working just fine. So press play, press I, and we have our slots over here. So now let's try to create a new pickup. So let's duplicate this one, and let's change the item to be the vest that we created in the previous video. And also let's go back to our third person character, and on begin play we are spawning this vest, but I don't want to have it, so let's remove this completely. We no longer need it. And one last thing that I completely forgot to do in the previous video, which is very silly of me, and perhaps you already noticed my mistake. If we would go to our add item to equipment function, we duplicated this, and all we did was simply create this part right here. But what we didn't do is the most important part, is changing the RIs, since we no longer want to equip things to our player slot in this function, because we already have a function for it over here. But here we need to use our equipment RI. So make sure you drag and drop on top of your player slots the new RI. So here should be, I believe, 3 spots. over here. So let's change it to be our equipment. And this is very silly of me because that's a very basic thing that I should have done. So now if we do all of this, I believe that now we should be able to drop it on top of our armor slot. There we go. And if we try to move it to a different slot, it says no, because we are only allowing armor in one of those slots. So the last thing that's left for us to do is actually create the visual side of it so that we can actually see our equipment on top of our character. Now to create the visual side, let's create again a new function, and let's call this, let's see, perhaps equipment visual. I'm not really sure if the name is decent enough, but well, that's gonna be the name for me. So now for this function, let's create an input, and let's call this is equipping, which is gonna be a boolean. And also let's create a input called item, which is our data table row handle. There we go. Now on is equipping, let's do a if branch check, since this function is going to allow us to equip an item and remove it. So on true, if we are equipping an item, what we want to do is break the data table row handle, and we want to get data table row, connect this to the true route, connect the row name itself. Now we need the structure, and to get the structure, let's find a function in the add item to equipment. Here we have our S inventory structure, so let's copy that over here. Let's connect this to the wildcard, and now on row found, what we can do is simply spawn actor from class, just like we did on begin play. Let's break the spawn transform, and let's connect the actor class to the spawn class. Now the next thing what we need to do is drag from the return value and attach actor to component. And for the parent, let's use our mesh. And for the socket name, since so let me show you again, if you maybe perhaps already forgot, since the video came out last week, in our skeletal I created a socket which I called armor, and this name is equal to our item type inside of our database. So that means that now from our type we can go directly to the socket name, and it doesn't matter that this is a string and this is a text. It does convert itself, and this should work just fine. And also let's change the location rule, rotation rule, and scale rule to snap to target, so that it would snap to the socket's location. Now that we are attaching a component to our character, we also need to store this information somehow to know which actor we need to remove once we unequip an item. And to do so, what I will do is simply create a new structure. So blueprints structure, and I'm going to call this S equipment. And inside of here I'm going to have two values. The first one is going to be the actor, which is going to be a simple actor, and the other one is going to be the type, which is going to be a string in my case. Now we can go back to our third person character, create a new variable, call this equipment visual, and since we already have a function called that name, I'm going to call this equipment visuals. And let's make this into our S equipment structure. Let's make this into an array. Let's compile this, and now what I want to do is drag this, attach a little further back, and I want to drag in our equipment visuals, and I want to add to this array. And then let's break this structure, let's make it, and so let's connect our type, and let's connect our actor like so, and let's make sure we reconnect this one. So now we are successfully storing information about our attachments inside of our equipment visuals, which will give us an opportunity to remove these. So let's go and let's work on the false route. And one detail that I didn't think through is this thing right here. We're gonna need it on false as well. So actually we should have received the data information already before we do the if branch check. So I will reconnect these to be in a row like so, and on true we can spawn this actor. There we go. So this should look something like this. So now on the false route we can break the type again, break this structure. Now let's drag in our equipment visuals. Let's do a loop for each with a break to find the correct equipment piece we need, and let's break the structure. Let's get our type and let's check if this type is equal to this type. The order doesn't matter, I just decided I want it to be that way. And on loop body, let's do a if branch check to see if we found the correct type. So now what we can do next is create a local variable which is going to represent whether we found the equipment. So let's call this found, local found. This is going to be a boolean, of course, and a single variable. Then on true, if we have found the type, then we want to set this to be true, and we can directly go to the break to break the loop. Now on complete, let's do a if branch check to see if we found, and if we have found, then what we want to do is drag from our actor, and we can simply destroy the actor. And once we've destroyed the actor, we can drag in our equipment visuals, and we can remove index, and the index is the one coming from the loop where it got broken. There we go. So I think this should be working. Now let's go to our add item to equipment to actually equip something. So let's see, here we are checking if the slot is correct. If it's true, then we are checking if the item is empty. If it is empty, then we are setting the array element, and here we want to run our equipment visual function. We want to set that this is equipping so that it is true, and we want to break the local item to retrieve our data table row handle. And on all the other ones, everything should be fine, since if this is false, that means that we already have done this part and we shouldn't attach any more equipment. Now that the visual part is equipped, what we want to do is unequip the visual part. So to do so, let's go to our remove amount at index function, since this is the function that handles removing items from our player slots and the equipment. And so we want to work on the bottom route, because this is removing the item completely and this is only removing parts of it. So let's move these nodes back a little bit, because before we want to do another if branch check to check which array we are removing the amount from, because if we are removing amount from the player slots, we don't want to remove any visuals. So let's drag in our equipment variable, equipment array, and let's check if this variable is equal, identical to the one from the inputs. So now let's connect the condition, and if this is true, then we want to run our equipment visuals function and set this to be false, is equipping false, and the item we can retrieve from the get node right at the beginning of the function, like so. But if this is false, then we can simply go directly to this set array element, and once we are done, we can return true, like so. Now let's go and test this thing out. Let's press play. Let's equip an item. Let's drag this on top of this. There we go. The vest has been equipped. Let's unequip this. And as you can see, it is working.
Now that we have the base system down, it is very simple to add more equipment pieces. So I've added this battle axe to our items. So now what we need to do to add a new item is, let's go to our equipment folder. Let's simply duplicate our vest. Let's rename this to battle axe. And inside of here, all we gotta do is change the static mesh of the second component to be our battle axe. Now we can compile and save this. Now let's go to our item database, and inside of here let's select our newly created battle axe. Let's make sure that, for my example, this is going to be a weapon, and let's select our actor class to be the equipment battle axe. Let's save this. Let's go to our third person character now, and inside of our equipment variable, let's add a new entry, and I'm going to remember that ID 3 is going to be for my weapon. So I'm going to go to the add item to equipment function. Over here on this first switch, let's add a new pin for the ID number 3. Let's copy the set string variable. Let's connect this. Let's type in weapon. What we gotta do is add another widget in our equipment panel. So let's go to the UI equipment panel. I'm gonna simply duplicate this top part, and I'm gonna change the equipment slots ID to be number 3. We can compile and save this. And last thing is to add the actual socket to our character. So now in our skeletal mesh, we can look for a location where we want our item to be. Mine is going to be in the right hand. I'm going to right click, add a socket, and I'm going to rename the socket to be weapon, just like the item type is in the item database. Now let's adjust the socket to be in a good position. For me, I think this seems to be a good location. Also make sure you reconnect your execution pins, because I didn't and I was wondering why it's not working, so make sure you do that. And once that is done, we can pick up our battle axe and drag it on top of our newly created slot, and this allows us to equip a battle axe. But as you can see, we have a couple of small issues that the axe is not in the correct rotation. So to fix this issue, we can simply go to our equipment battle axe item, and let's change the rotation. So I believe in my case it might be somewhere around here, maybe 180. So you might have to play with these adjustments on your own to see what fits best for you, for your equipment. There we go. So that's super simple to add more equipment pieces to our character now, but the issue is we cannot really have two equipment weapons. So in tomorrow's video, we are going to adjust our system just a little bit to make sure that we can attach multiple equipment pieces with the same type. Like always, thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and if you want these assets, you can go to the link that you can see at the bottom of the screen, and you can find all of these assets on that website.